Hey y'all, Tabitha here. So I'm back in my Sacred Woman travels. As you all can see from the video that I posted the other day on the Sacred Bath, I am being kind of forced to shift into where I actually am, which is very tired. I am very tired, which was why I couldn't sleep the other night, as I stated on the previous video. As I stated in that video, I had stopped my studies in the section of sacred relationships. This past week and a half has been pretty rough for me. Major shifts have been going on. I do know that the moon and the planets, have had a lot to do with it. However, life is just different these days. So shift along with it and ride the waves as they come and go. So I woke up this AM at 5:38 and it was a heavy energy, lethargic energy sitting on me. It kind of started actually yesterday when I got in, and I was trying to prepare something to eat, and I just kept feeling like something in me really wanted to release, needed to really release. And it's been really hard for me to actually cry, like real full tears, like a true release in a lot of years. I can cry a bit here and there, but I haven't released. I haven't, and I hate it. It's rough, and something needs to come out. A lot needs to come out of me. Trying to center myself as best I can in order to get that done. And in order for me to get that done, what I have been doing is fascia releasing. It's a formula of massage. For those who are not aware of what it is, it really has been helping. I massage my entire body from head to toe. I tap, I slap. Do some research on it and you'll see what it's about. It's a journey that I picked up on. I am absolutely loving it. But in waking up at the hour that I did this AM, and that energy being so present on me, I didn't know what else to do other than to go get in the tub. As I keep sharing, the spiritual bath, the tub is fully recommended. But my journey, the past 20 years basically, the tub has really been a recommendation of mine for healing. I went back to sleep and woke back up at 9:20 a.m. So I'm big on numbers and spirituality and what they mean. When I woke up at 5:38, I meant to mention that I added that number up. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 8, that's 16, which equates to 7. 7 for me is spiritual. So it's the number of spirit. And I'm hearing now even ancestry. So, that right there was already telling that my ancestors were speaking to me and letting me know that things were ready to be revealed, things that I had been missing, obviously. And so then when I took the bath and went back to sleep and rose at 9:20 and I added that up, 9 plus 2 is 11, that equates to 2. For me, the number 2 is about duality and faith, and also acceptance, belief, and knowing. So duality for me is both my masculine and feminine selves needing a new vibration, ready to heal, ready to become into a new format of themselves. Also, that faith and accepting and knowing that all will be well should I do what is needed to be done, and believe and accept that all will be well in this transformation phase. I wanted to share what I wrote down because, as I stated, I am back in the book, in the journey of Queen of Fools in the sacred relationships. That's the section where I'm in. But before I enter into Gateway 7 of the sacred relationships, which is in chapter 12. So this, for me, this book is the feminine Bible for the feminine woman healing herself on her journey and work of rejuvenation and ascension. After reading that and then reading the section where she mentions the sacred end of the week commitment, I decided to go ahead and jot down what my morning entailed. And I just thought I'd share it with you all. When this type of ascension and healing needs to be done, it gets really heavy for me. And so my spirit woman knows when it's time to behave, sit down, and do what I need to be doing. I heard also smell the roses. So this is about peace, which is what that section also mentions, which is peace and joy and letting go of the violence. So yeah, so what I wrote, and I'm comfortable with sharing with you all, because I mentioned the other stuff, the other journaling, is to say those are sacred to me. And maybe after I share this one with you all, I may not feel led to share anymore, but I just really feel led to kind of share this bit here. And so in it, I wrote, for day 1, sacred healing, 7-day transformative work. At 5:38 a.m. this morning, I rose. My body has been going through heavy lethargy and lack of clarity for the past few weeks. It's gotten worse these past few days. I believe it's due to the consistent fascia release I've been performing on myself for the past month and a half, as well as spiritual mandated shifts from ancestry and the Most High. I continue to hear a still voice from within say to me, you're capable of healing yourself. Though this is something I know, as I've done it before in the past, unfortunate events pre-pandemic and after have imposed much confusion or simply major doubts within. As I've gone through hit after hit and event after event, 5.5 years or so, I'm having to unlearn the BS I'd already unlearned and relearn what I'd already learned. I gave up many toxic ways years ago and became a guide, counselor, reader of sorts for the YouTube community, along with other wonderful content creators. We learned a lot on our own and shared much with one another. Then the big shift, SHIT, happened. A mass awakening, which is where I got lost and became more sick than I'd ever been. It was a much needed purge, but it almost took mine and my family's lives, and I also almost lost my mind. I give thanks to the Most High Goddess, as well as my higher self and ancestors, for guiding me along and protecting me. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. So, I guess I felt led to share this because of the fact, as I stated, in having to unlearn and then relearn what I had already learned in the past, it can be daunting, it can be heavy, it can be very burdensome, and even chaotic, because it's just so much noise. Because inside of myself anyway, I'll say it's agitating, because I'm like, so much of these things that are being forced and imposed back upon me again from newcomers in the community, and me literally realizing that I had forgotten. It can be agitating, because you're having to learn something that you were actually or sharing with others, and it's just such a burden, because it's like, why am I back here? Why am I back in this space? How did I get here? And what is it all about? I will say that some of it does take you a bit deeper into where maybe you weren't in that season when you were learning it initially. However, I do know if I hadn't gotten lost and pushed off the playing board, that I would have continued on anyway, because that's my personality. But it's a lot. It's a lot. And again, it's very daunting, and it's tiring, because it's kind of like, okay, so where do you go from here? In relearning the same thing that you've already learned. And especially when it seems like, okay, it's still the same. Nothing actually changed about what you have learned. It's still the same thing. So yeah, I shared that with you all just so that you all can get an understanding of the necessity of transformation, healing, releasing, and beginning to regroup. Because this isn't only for you, this is also for your family and for the community. And the community has gotten so lost within itself. And there seems to be no shame. There seems to be no shame in who we are and how we move through life. For whatever reason, the word vulgar is downloading itself into my mind. And I feel that word is being pushed out because vulgarity is not necessarily only about cussing, not cursing, or even, yes, that. So it's not necessarily just cussing or cursing. It's also how you show up for yourself. Because I also heard the word bigotry earlier. And for me, this is how I'm hearing now how you're casting out your pearls. So how are you showing up for yourself? What wisdoms or knowledges are you willing to utilize as tools to present yourself in a higher learning, a higher definition of who you truly are? Or are you wanting to continue to stay in that low vibration? So that's vulgar, because most high within you, your goddess, will continue to stay sick, will continue to stay low. And he or she is asking you, or they, because they're your dual selves, and I'm even hearing the ancestors come through, all of it needs your assistance to elevate the God goddess in you and in the earth. Otherwise, we'll continue to go through these patterns, and I'm going to touch on that quickly. I do know when I was getting myself together for the tub this AM, there was a loop continuously going on in my head, and I kept hearing the word patterning. I keep patterning. I keep going through the same patterns. Not just one pattern. What was being shown to me of myself is that my patterns are consistent patterns of whatever the patterns are in my daily routine. What are my daily routines looking like? And that I should shift from those patterns. Not even necessarily that those patterns are bad patterns or negative patterns. It just seems that it's like, do something different. Do something different. And something is being shown to me now, like something will be gifted to you. I guess maybe new gifts. That makes sense. So all of the things that not just you all, but I, since this is my story, if I want something new, then how will I be able to receive that something new if I'm continuing to repeat the same pattern? That insanity clause, basically, it's like, okay, it's again the insanity clause. If you're gonna continue to do the same thing over and over, then how do you expect something different to come out of it? So it's that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there. It's about releasing the patterns, y'all. Release the old patterns and shift. All right, I'll be back. Love you all much. Have a great and blessed weekend.